What's going on, people? It's your man Johnny Clutch Cards back again, aka Johnny Clutch Dot. That's my gamer tag everywhere, or Johnny Clutch. If you see Johnny Clutch, it's probably me. Or second thought, it's probably not me, because I only really play Madden. That's about it. If you see me on other stuff, it's probably not me. It's the Russians. Anyway, I want to come back to a video here and basically cover, is the Field Pass worth it, right? So let's discuss. Today is the dropping of the new King of the Hill promo, and these promos have become increasingly more difficult as the season has wore on. I think earlier on it was a lot easier to get things out of these promos, particularly if you were playing, you were doing free play, you're doing like no money spent type teams. It was a lot easier. But I can also say, from the point of the $30 for the Field Pass, the value of it has sorely decreased over time, right? Earlier in the beginning of the season, you could purchase a Field Pass, and it would, as long as you did your dailies and weeklies, as far as getting your promo points, your daily and your weeklies, like the renewable ones every 22 hours, you would be in striking distance when it came time for the end of the month tournaments. You would be in striking distance to be able to get the monthly player, that monthly promo player, and being like the top 100 players in the top. I think it's the top 100 that get the maxed out player. But it's become increasingly more difficult. Now I can't tell if that's because there have been additional ways to get points, like they've changed the point structure in some way, shape, or form. But it just feels like people are getting more points from somewhere, because like just completing the monthly task and doing the daily points is just not going to get you there. Even with the Field Pass, it's just not going to get you in the top 100. Like the highest I've been since after Christmas is probably like 500, 700, something like that. And leave me a comment in the chat below if you think different, if you've seen something different than what I'm seeing, but this is just from my personal perspective. Early on in the season, the Field Pass was absolutely 100% worth it. If you're really playing the game, it was actually worth it. You paid the $30, it puts you in a good position to where a person like myself, who actually works for a living, and I'm not gaming 8 hours out of the day, I'm only going to get on for like 2 or 3 hours, if that, on a daily basis, and then kind of grind out like a Friday or a Saturday night, and then that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? But if I stayed on my regimen, I would have, like I said, if I broke it down and really hustled and got myself inside the top 100 in the tournaments, and 2 out of the 3 tournaments, I would be good. I'd be in the top 100, and I would get the max player. Since Christmas, that's pretty much changed, since they kind of recalibrated like what it takes to get a master in these promos. Like it's just become more and more difficult, and I personally would not spend the $30 now, right? That, coupled with the fact that we're heading towards season end and people have extravagant sums, like if you look in up top, you see I still have a bunch of Madden cash that I have not spent, but I'm totally out of gems right at this point. And if we go and look at my coin total right now, I'm at 305 million. Like I was just spending now to try to complete some of the sets from the last promo that just ended today. So I'm gonna try to get a couple of those masters with my leftover, pieces. But you see, I mean, like I said, like I'm only gonna play a couple hours a day, and I've accumulated, coins over time. Like I said, when the Field Pass was really worth it, like I was really grinding it out. Like in some promos, I was able to get all the masters early on, whereas like now, like I think the last Field Pass that I purchased, like I may have gotten 1 master, maybe 2 tops for the whole month of for the whole month of promos, and to me that's not even remotely worth it, right? Particularly when you start getting here toward the end and all the players are going to be 100 overall or better, and start leaning toward maxing out and closing out the season. And here we are in June. Maybe you got another month of play. I don't know if there's another big promo. Oh, maybe July 4th there'll be a promo, Independence promo, and that'll be probably like the last big one to close out before the refresh. So I say all that to say this: if you're thinking about doing a field pass, in the next couple of months, save your money. For real, it's almost worth it to a certain extent, to get the Madden cash. So if you want to do it to kind of stock up on Madden cash for the next season, I can see there being value there, because it's going to give you the same value in Madden cash and you're going to get something for it. So there's some value there in that perspective of it. So if you want to do that actually might be a winning strategy, just to have some Madden cash going into the next season. But just overall, if you're trying to get players, you might as well just try to grind it out. What I've been doing recently is, what I'll do is I'll come in here, this is the new King of the Hill, right? The new King of the Hill promo. Now I've looked through these players, obviously I'm going to be targeting Isaiah Rodgers with his 96 speed. I'm going to be targeting Jair Alexander with his 97 speed. Some of the rest of these guys, I don't know if I'm actually interested in Hines Ward or Calais Campbell. Sean Taylor is, he has a soft spot for everybody who plays Madden. He's like Michael Vick on the defensive side of football. He's like Night Train Lane, so everybody wants a Sean Taylor, and they'll take one. But just looking at these players, I'm only going to probably go after these two, and what I'm probably going to do is just rack up as many opportunities on these events and just stash them up over the whole course of the event and wait for the event to totally end. And then I'll open up everything and fill in the blanks as far as what I need to spend on to get the players that I want out of this promo. And then keep myself from spending or doing anything stupid, where because that's how Madden is. It's kind of like the mob. You keep trying to leave, it keeps trying to pull you back, right? So every time I try to get out, man, they pull me back in. So that's it. I wanted to definitely talk about that piece of it, and how the Field Pass was really more valuable in the beginning of the season than it is now. So with that being said, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Field Pass. Did you do one? Are you a no money spent team? You're not going to do the Field Pass at all. You're not going to invest anything in the game. You're just going to play the game for what it is and keep it pushing, which is definitely one way to go. And really that's the way I used to really prefer it, right? Before you got wrapped up in the mobile. When I used to play the full version of the game, the console version of the game, I used to just play the season mode or the franchise mode. And this is really old school. I'm about to date myself. But back when they had a college football game and you could take the players from college football and feed them into Madden, that's really where I come from with it, right? So, just while we're here, we might as well try to knock out some of these. Reset. So we're just gonna knock out one of these one here, and let's see what kind of rewards, what these rewards look like in the pack. Actually, I think I'm going to put open packs in. to sell stuff. With the play being, once the 105s actually start getting made, if they're sellable or whatever is the closest sellable item, I want to be able to purchase those if I need them, so I can kind of round out my team for the year and be done. Let's go ahead and do best lineup. See everything that I'm holding here. All right, so Shaq Mason. Like I said, I told you guys I was going to improve that offensive line. I got pace. I got Shaq Mason. Shaq Barrett plays defense for Tampa. But I picked up these two guys. I haven't really played with them yet. Have you tried these guys out? Or do these higher rated linemen actually make a difference? Because I mean, I've had high 90s, and I've had silvers and golds in there, and I don't really notice a difference unless I'm playing like the computer. Like how when you play Master Series and then all of a sudden the Master Series defense is overpowered for some reason, like it's sacking you, it's making all these great plays for no reason, basically to try to make you break your phone. That's really what it'd be trying to do to me. But if you've had that experience, let me know down in the comments. At any rate, I'm gonna try to bring this video to a close, man. I hope it is of some value to you. And if you have other questions or other strategies that you're using right now, how are you dealing with the end of the season and the pending refresh? Are you going to be trying to get these 105s? It's still kind of unattainable. I imagine the price will start to come down here over the next month, toward the end of the next month. Hopefully so, for all of us. But just let me know what you think. Hopefully you like the video. This is your man Johnny Clutch, man. I am for the people, by the people. Remember that.